Hi, I was going to write a PM to my friend Gnostic Atheist this morning, and I decided to make a video instead. My PM was basically going to be to say thank you for the talk last night. But when I started thinking about it, I realized, you know what, the talk that he and I had was one that maybe some of you can relate to if you've been religious and you've left it. That's the fact that between my days as a Christian and my days as a Muslim, I had a distinctively rebellious period by religious standards anyway. And, you know, I had a real life. I had a lot of fun, and I'm not saying it was all good. There was a lot of bad spots. There was a lot of stuff that, you know, maybe I didn't need to go through, but I certainly learned from it, and it's not stuff that I'm holding hard in my life. But during my time as a Muslim, I certainly felt a lot of guilt for those activities, and I suffered a lot of shame. And last night, the conversation that we had was the first time that I just sat really and talked with somebody about the kind of life I led before Islam, and the relationships that I had with men and women, just kind of allowing myself to be who I was and say, wow, I really judged myself for those things. As a Muslim, I really hid an extensive part of myself. And you know, I mean, for me to have done it with a God that I really loved and I really believed in was not so bad. But for me to come out of the religion and suddenly be free, I look back on those days of guilt and I think, gosh, you know, why did I feel so much guilt and shame? And were those things really okay? And do I really need to be embarrassed that I had this young and healthy, active life with, you know, a variety of partners, with a variety of activity? And do I need to continue to be ashamed of that? Or do I need to just say, yeah, that was part of who I was. I was young, I was a kid, and you know, we all have lives. So I decided to just kind of put that out there today, and talk about that a little bit, because I think it's something that's worth thinking about. Is do we hold a lot of guilt in ourselves when we're in religion for certain things, and then when we come out, do we feel like it's okay to let go of it? And if we let go of the guilt and the shame, are we able to remember that we're still moral and good people? That perhaps we even were moral then, you know? So, yeah. I'm just putting that out there, and thank you very much to Gnostic Atheist and to another young man who I was talking to yesterday. Thank you for stretching my mind enough that I could start to think about needing to let go of the shame about my life that I held in religion, needing to accept my life as what it was, and accept that none of the things that I did, none of those relationships were acts of evil or acts of sin. They were acts of love. They were acts of pleasure. They were acts of joy, and I don't deserve self-loathing and self-hatred for them. And it was really good to address that. Thank you.